it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are painting Crypt Ghouls. Yes, we have 3, 6, 9 and 10 of them to do to fill out our unit of Crypt Ghouls. Now if you've seen the live stream I did about painting Ghouls, we'll basically be doing that but actually finishing them off this time. So we're going to be doing 10 different recipes for Ghouls. Now you might find something in here that you really like and think looks really cool, or you might just want to do like I'm doing, just having lots and lots of different coloured Ghouls in your army. That's also fine. Both are appropriate. They've all been primed in White Scar, and like I said, we're going to be doing 10 different recipes for them. So there's going to be a lot of paints, but you don't have to paint your Ghouls this way. You could paint all of them one way or just keep a couple of them. The choice is yours, really. So yeah, we will be back with our White Scar primed Ghouls in just a second, and we'll be painting them up one by one. Well, in terms of the skin, that is. There's going to be quite a lot of similarities here, though. So strap in, and I'll see you in just a second. So the first colour we're going to be using is Gryph-Charger Grey. We're going to be applying it all over the top of this individual skin. Now I'm just going to start down here on the foot and work my way up. Now Gryph-Charger Grey is really nice for doing ghoul skin because it gives you that kind of bluish grey that looks so nice on the ghouls. And we've used a fair bit of this already on various different ghoulish videos. It's one of my favourites. If that helps, swing your decision. For our next ghoulish entry, we're going to be taking some Coelia Greenshade. We're going to be applying this all over the top of this guy's skin. With our Coelia Greenshade Ghoul done, we're then going to take some Nighthaunt Gloom and we're going to apply this over this individual. As you can see, it's like 3 different kind of variations on a similar colour palette. However, it is just a really nice way of kind of creating that variation in your Ghouls units. If, for example, you wanted to do all of them like kind of with this bluish tone to them. Next up, we're going to take some Athonian Camoshade. I'm going to apply this over the top of this ghoul. And this is really good for giving them this kind of dirty green flesh. Another great option for green ghouls is to take some Militarum Green and use this all over the skin. Next up, we're going to take some Agrax Earthshade and we're going to apply this all over the top of our next ghoul's skin. With that Agrax Earthshade applied to that ghoul, for this ghoul, we're going to take Soulblight Grey. And apply this all over. And next up, we're going to take Targor Rageshade. And we're going to apply this all over the top of this ghoul. Who could be doubled up as a courtier. Cryptghast courtier. Next up, we're going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Lahmian Medium and Deepkin Flesh. And we're going to apply this over the top of this individual. And then with that done, we're then going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Lahmian Medium and Agrax Earthshade. I'm going to apply this over our final ghoul. So with that done, that's our 10 ghoul skin recipes, initially base coated. Here's our Militarum Green individual, our Gryph-Charger Grey, Nighthaunt Gloom, Coelia Greenshade, Athonian Camoshade, and then we have our 1-to-1 mix of Lahmian Medium and Agrax Earthshade just there. We have our 1-to-1 mix of Flesh Eeater and Lahmian Medium there. Targor Rageshade just here. Agrax Earthshade on its own. And Soulblight Grey. Nope. Soulblight Flesh. Oh my god, I forgot the name of a paint. What is it called? Soulblight Grey. Ugh. There we go, Soulblight Grey all over the top of that one. So, what remains now is to basically base coat in all of the generic details, which are across all 10. There's no variation here. So, we're going to jump in and we're going to start doing that. Everything that I do now, just assume it's across all 10 of them. First up for our generic details is going to be some Black Legion. We're going to use this to paint in all of the hair. But what we're also going to do with the Black Legion is we're going to apply this over the top of any kind of leather or strapping. Some of them have got some stuff tied to their arms, for example, or legs. I'm just going to apply this over the top of all of it. With all of that Black Legion applied, we're then going to take some Skeleton Horde. I'm going to apply this over the top of any of the bones. With that then done, we're then going to take some Wyldwood and we're going to apply this to a couple of different details. So first, these are going to be all the teeth. Like that. We're going to apply this over the eyes and the bottom eyelid as well. And we're going to apply this over any fingernails and toenails. That Wyldwood applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors. We're going to apply this over the top of any of the metallic details. There's the occasional few little rings and things. There's a chain or two. Not many at all. Just like that. So with that Iron Warriors all applied, what we're now going to do is we're going to add some shades, and we're going to start with these 3 guys. Well, these 5. So we've got the 2 greens, Militarum Green, Athonian Camoshade. We have our Gryph-Charger Grey one, and we have our Nighthaunt Gloom and our Coelia Greenshade one. And we're going to be shading all 5 of them in exactly the same way. So the colour we're going to be using is Poxwalker. And we're going to be applying this over the top of all of their flesh. So we're just going to start here on this Militarum Green one. Just going to apply this like so. With all that Poxwalker applied, we're then going to work on our pale skins. So we've got our Agrax Earthshade ones and our thinned down Agrax Earthshade ones. We've got our Targor Rageshade one here, and we've got our Reichland Fleshshade and Soulblight Grey one here. And what we're going to do for these guys is we're going to take some Carroburg Crimson. I'm going to apply this over their hands, and then we're going to blend it. So what we're going to do, take that Carroburg Crimson on our brush, and apply this all over the hand. Run this up to around about the elbow, like that. Wash the brush, touch off the water, and then just feather away at that transition, like that. And then we do the underside as well. Uniquely to this guy, I think what we're also going to do is apply this over his face. With that then done across all 10, so including our blue and green ones, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Magos Purple, and we're going to apply this over the top of any of the little scars or boils that they all have. As well as around any kind of things pressed through skin. And for our final shade, we're then going to take some Agrax Earthshade. We're going to apply this over top of any of the silver. Just like that. So with that Agrax Earthshade applied to the silver, all 10 of our ghouls are now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. And they look fantastic. So we have our Militarum Green and our Athonian Camoshade individual here and here. We have our Gryph-Charger Grey and Coelia Greenshade individual here and here. And we have our Nighthaunt Gloom individual just here. So that's our bluey greeny ones. Then we have our Targor Rageshade just there. We have our Soulblight Grey just here. We have our Lahmian Medium and Deepkin Flesh ghoul just here. And we have our Agrax Earthshade ghoul here, and our 1-to-1 Lahmian Medium Agrax Earthshade ghoul here, as you can see. So they're all looking pretty cool. But we're not going to leave them there. We're going to add some highlights, and there are not very many of these at all. There's basically 2 per each one. So 2 over here, and then 2 for the greens and 2 for the blues. And one of them is across all of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by taking some white scar. And we're going to use this to highlight our pale skin, these 5 over here, by just kind of basically picking out the bits that are most prominent. So we're looking for things like scars and knuckles. Just like that sort of thing. Got the knuckles here. Just like this. And we will go around the whole of the miniature, picking out all of those bits. We've got, for example, the little scar back here. On his bum. Just like that sort of thing. However, the other thing we're going to do, and it's not actually present on that guy, is going to take a tiny, tiny amount of the white scar. And we're going to use this to pick out their eyeballs. Like that. And I've actually spilled a little white scar just there. I don't want it there, so I'm just going to get in there with my brush and clean it up. Next up, we're going to highlight our 2 green ghouls using some thinned down Deepkin Flesh. I'm going to do this exactly the same way. So we're just going to pick out scars, sharp bits around the face, and in the muscles. And then next up, our final skin highlight is going to be on all our blues. So this is Gryph-Charger Grey, Coelia Greenshade, and Nighthaunt Gloom. And the colour we're going to be using to highlight all of these is some thinned down blue horror. Finally, we're now going to finish off all of the ghouls with a dry brush of Karak Stone. I'm going to use this over the top of any hair and any leather. And then that's it. They're done. They don't need any more than that. Especially not if you're going to field them en masse, you know. So with our bases now complete, our ghouls are now complete. And here's 16 or so of them, but I have done all 20 in this fashion, so lots and lots of different colours going on here, but I think they look absolutely fantastic even as a group. But another 20 ghouls and you could easily create 3 blocks or 4 blocks of 10 of various different colours, for example. It's really, really cool, and I hope you found it useful for your ghouls. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.